Hello, hello, welcome one and all to the inaugural episode of the Shooting Starcast. My name is Rado, the leader of the Stardust Hunters, here to welcome you to this... Would you call this a mess or a menagerie?
No, a menagerie is more about 3 people. We have 5.
So a clusterfuck.
Huzzah! I think you could say it's more of a actually cluster.
Yeah.
Like a cluster of stars, if you would.
Ah.
There's no fucking going on here. Hello,
That sounds
everyone.
about right.
Alright, so...
Introducing ourselves, I am still Legend Hunter.
Yes.
I am Leo Force.
I am Akari.
And I am Musi.
And for old fans of this channel, you may realize we've gone through a rebranding.
Yes, this channel is no longer named after me. I'm still me, though. I'm still me.
Well, we used to be called the Legend Hunters, but after I had suffered a serious case of burnout back in October,
Fair enough.
I did some thinking, and I felt like we were in need of a rebranding.
Yeah, part of that was generally just because we chose the Legend Hunters name because we wanted to be more Pokemon-oriented at the time we were doing this channel.
Unfortunately, the Pokemon stuff never really took off. We ended up getting taken over by other shit.
Like Let's Plays, podcasts.
Creepypastas.
Oh god, we're never doing those again.
Oh, a lot of fans just died.
Oh, I'm gonna miss those. Those were fun. Actually interesting. I actually still listen to them.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is the first one we did, Strangled Red, is... The audio work I did on that still probably is some of my best work. 5-6 years later, it's still probably some of my best audio work, and I hate that.
Well, we haven't given you
Yeah,
much more stimulating audio work to do, so...
Yeah, well, we're literally having to talk into a MacBook. The audio quality isn't going to be great.
Well, I mean, we were talking into an older MacBook 5-6 years ago. But
Now we're talking
Yes.
into a new one.
5-6 years ago, literally half a year ago, we were talking into a crappy MacBook.
But anyway, that's beside the point. What is the point is that we are going to be still doing the same thing we were doing last.
Which is Let's Plays and podcasts, but we're going to try to intermingle some other
Projects.
projects. I keep wanting to call it just shenanigans.
Well,
That's
It
literally
is
what we do.
shenanigans.
Well, we'll get to that. How about you
Star
just introduce
shenanigans.
yourself a little bit more personally about what you do, what you like, and what you've been up to?
Alright, my name is Rado. I am the resident werewolf of the group. And...
Pretty sure there's not a full moon now, but whatever.
Shush.
Pull down your pants. Let's see it.
Really?
The joke was there, damn it. The joke was there.
I'd rather
Oh
not
my
see
God,
Leo's fat ass. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Well, this is the way we're starting off this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, as you can tell, I'm a snarky, salty motherfucker. Let's see, I like to draw, and my main job is editing this mess, as I like to call it.
And you're a freelance artist.
Freelance artist, pretty much, and don't ask me for commissions. I'll only open when I damn well feel like it.
There will be links. There will be links down below.
No. I'm not linking to my account because it's fucking AD.
All right. For those of us who are not lead speakers,
Adult After Dark, use your imagination. NSFW. How about that?
there you go. Using terms I'm familiar with. Anyway,
Moving on to Legend Hunter.
Hello, everyone. I am Legend Hunter. I am a bit of a comedian, I would say.
An enigma wrapped in a conundrum wrapped in a...
That's what I used to be.
You
Now I'm
still-
just a jackass who says the funny shit on the channel. That's
I thought that
about
was
all
Leo's
I.
job.
Well, it's about what I've been doing since everything's been going down. So roles have been changed, sir. So yeah, I'm a bit of a comedian. I go ahead and do. I do little bit of digging here or there. I enjoy writing and playing video games, old ones, because I'm a hipster and I don't have change. Hey Leo, what's up with you?
hi there. My name is Leo Force. I am also a video gamer like these guys. I was absent because I was at graduate school for a while, so that's why if you went through some of the Legend Hunter stuff, I was on and off sporadically. But now I'm back, and I'm going to be contributing as best as I can in terms of the channel. Main things, I'm into RPGs, getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh begrudgingly. And
Fuck you for that, by the way. You're pulling me back in.
The void will never let you leave. Your soul is going back to the Shadow Realm. Along with your wallets.
He picked up on that one.
That hurt my
We're
soul,
really-
ladies and gentlemen.
Should we overlay the pun network while we're on top of that?
Ooh.
Ugh. Well, you are the king punster of our group.
Oh, I will challenge that, sir.
Oh, let's
Okay, you know what? One of these days, I'm just going to stick you two in a room, hit the record button, and you can pun yourself to death.
Well, we're going to pun you to death. We enjoy this.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you'd have to patch us in, and then it would just be a mess.
Well, no, then it's the podcast.
Oh, there we go.
So that's me in a nutshell. I'm gonna pass it over to Akari.
Yeah, hello everybody. Kari. Originally, believe it or not, before then, I actually was a fan of these guys. Starting out, supporting the podcast and everything, and then getting inducted to being an honorary member of this podcast.
You have
Official.
ascended.
To official member.
I am. I'm also the resident tiger of the group. So, rawr.
The only one in this group is not
like,
Oh,
What's
shit.
up?
Technically, Muzi isn't either.
Oh, never mind. Hey, Muzi.
Yeah,
I was
And-
unaware. Excuse me. Go on.
Alright, continue, Akari.
well, so like I've known these chuckleheads for about 4 years now,
4 years, yeah.
Yeah.
4
That's-
years.
and honestly, to start, it's amazing for me. I just feel also am a big time gamer ever since the old NES days. That's how old I'm not gonna reveal how old I am, but that's
we're old.
we're old. So
Those
basically,
two
yeah,
chuckleheads that you're hearing for the Discord chat is they're way older than us.
Let them explain for themselves, sir.
Alright, Grandpa and Grandma, keep talking.
Hey, now.
Oh, fuck you.
Go change your diaper.
Ow!
The burns!
Nice one.
Hey,
Need some ice for that?
No, he needs to go visit Don Quixote, the Cure Master, for that one.
Where's my screamed hello?
I thought we retired that.
There's a
No,
tradition that will
it's
never
insane.
change at all.
Oh, George.
That is one tradition that will never change.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Use that.
Now I'm gonna pass it off to
Muzi.
my bestie in the world, Muzi.
Alrighty.
Yeah, as most people have already heard, I'm Muzi,
Hello.
another resident gamer
And
of various degrees between old and new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Started off just chatting with the guys, and then popped in on the podcasts,
And now you're one
and
of
now
our-
they're stuck with me.
Yes.
First.
I thought it was Akari that dragged you in.
Actually, it was.
Usually you're supposed to catch the tiger by the tail, not the opposite.
Well, if a tiger has caught you, then there's not much you can do.
Except Shoryuken it.
Well,
I'm sorry. The
that's-
only other person that has me by the tail at this point is my girlfriend. All right.
All right, fair enough.
Alright.
Aptly said.
He's
Uh,
taken. I'm not.
And by the time you see the cool art of all of us
Which
from the other video, as you can tell, I love Eevee.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
If we were going by our Pokemon trainer identities, she's the Eevee trainer, basically.
Yes.
I'm waiting for you to collect all of the EVs that you can, raise an army, and march over the lands of Pokemon.
I have been breeding Eevees on my Ultra Sun game, and I want the shinies so I can evolve each of the shinies.
There must be more shinies.
Knowing your
I'm up to 3.
wonderful. All right. So I think we have enough shenanigans. We've introduced ourselves pretty thoroughly, as well as sort of how we interact as a group. So I think we have enough to go ahead and start going into why exactly we're here today.
Breaking news from a week ago. Or was it, how long ago was it now? A week?
A few days ago, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, it took us a week to get our shit together and to calm down enough from the hype to be able to talk about it.
Also, I needed to upload the last of Danganronpa.
There you go.
So we are going to be going ahead and discussing the E3
And
presentations.
rehyping ourselves up over it, as well as just shaking our heads and going,
Why?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of whys today.
We're going to be
No,
going
no.
a little bit rapid fire through this because there is a lot. But we'll start off with the most boring
Okay,
of them.
Oh.
EA happened,
That's,
and no one remembers, except that
Wait,
it
wait,
happened.
it happened?
Yeah, I know, it's amazing that it actually happened, and that it's still a thing. I would have thought they were in prison by now.
I just remember something about Sea of Solitude getting a patch update.
yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone watched it other than me
I watched
all the
it.
way through.
Yes.
You,
I didn't. I was getting bored out of my freaking skull just watching it.
I would say
I-
this.
I intermittently watched it.
Mm.
Okay, so
No, it wasn't
Can I-
Sea of
let me-
Solitude.
let-
I was thinking Sea of Thieves. But
Let me just.
I was thinking Sea of Thieves. That's not even the right channel. Never mind.
all right, Rado, what you got?
All right, so I watched it all the way through, and usually I watch it through like another YouTuber, KZ's KZ Excellence stream of it, and usually he can make these E3 EA conferences funny.
Well, you
You
watch
can't polish a turd, though.
Well, you watch it through
I
KZ.
mean, you
I
can,
watch it
but
through
it's still a
Maximilian,
turd.
dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and both of them were like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Like they were playing it so safe. I think they were on Quaaludes.
No, they were so safe the entire audience was made out of bubble wrap.
The streamer that I was watching comment on it, she's like, the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, can you get to the thing that I care about?
Mhm.
Because there was only one thing from them that she even wanted to see anything about.
And let me guess, they didn't quite deliver even then.
Mhm. Let me see.
So, released games, we got Battlefield 5, FIFA, a lot of... Okay, I'm looking at the script, and there's at least 10 to 20 Z's back-to-back here. You had a really, really rough time going through this, didn't you, Rado?
I was falling asleep.
It was bad.
It was this. I'm sorry. This is the worst not EA presentation that they ever. I mean, come on,
Okay.
EA has done better than this.
Most E3's EA's presentation isn't too bad.
Yeah, even...
I can normally just sit here and watch it, be fine.
Yeah.
I was playing a game on my PS4. But I was that uninvolved.
I have to say, I kind of see why EA has to play it safe, considering that several countries are considering suing them for what they did with Battlefield.
See, yeah, that I can at least give them credit for. They were smart enough not to pull something during E3.
I think there was like 5 seconds of them talking about Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which I appreciated because they didn't completely focus on it. They're like, oh, hey, cool, we're adding this.
Mhm.
That's what you want from them for something like that. We're adding this. This is around when it'll come out. And then they were done with it. And I was amazed.
Yeah.
There was one other little thing that was kind of funny. I could not sit through this. I tried, like, possibly, like, popping in, and then I was like, no.
No.
This is not worth it.
He's like, I'm done.
But the one thing that was kind of funny to me, I know some other YouTubers have been commenting on this, but like they were waiting for applause that was
And it
never
wasn't coming.
There's going to be a lot of that as we'll see going in.
Yeah. It was
All
like
right.
it was like please applause, please applause,
Please
please.
applaud. We're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying, guys. Okay.
Anyway, going through this, they announced Unravel 2, which was released that day,
Which is-
and
Actually,
I appreciate.
to be fair, Unravel, I actually watched somebody play that. That's actually a very good game.
okay, Leo.
Yeah, I mean, Zero, you and I have seen Tear of Grace do that one as well as a one shot.
Who's the
Yeah.
Zero you're speaking of?
Tear of Grace.
No, I mean Zero.
Oh, right, Radar. Sorry, old name. Anyway,
Rebranding, dude. We went through this whole thing.
yes, I know, but old nicknames die hard.
Yes.
Anyway,
I know.
Radio and I have seen Tear of Grace do it, and so but what I want to say is I appreciate game companies
making an announcement and then saying you can get it now.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, and I wish more game companies would do that.
Unfortunately,
They do not.
it's EA as well.
Yeah.
So it's buried in all of this shit.
All right, moving on. They had Sea of Solitude, which is another indie title that they're backing. It was like 8 minutes.
It actually does look kind of good. I want to see more
It looks
about it first, but I do like the art style and the music, so maybe that's
Yeah.
a good step in the right direction.
My problem is that they had a lady who was the developer of it, I think, or one of them. She was just talking about it for like 8 minutes almost.
And didn't show shit.
And then they showed like a 40-second trailer.
So
The golden rule of E3 is show us the darn trailer.
Trailer first, then talk about it a little bit, then move on to the next one.
Yeah, I spaced out until they got to the
Keep it
trailer.
quick.
not to mention,
It's like
And I did
next
like the
week-
trailer, so
You were saying, Akari?
if
It's like move on, please. Get something interesting going on here.
Yeah.
yeah. You were saying, Lizzie?
I'm hoping that since it's actually a decent trailer with a good art style and good music, and they presented it that well, that maybe this might actually be a good one. We can hope.
We can only hope. But then again, this might feed EA, and
Yeah.
they're still on thin ice for a lot of people. I'm not a big
Which
fan
is
of
why
what
I
they're-
think they're trying to go this route.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, they've got a really, really steep hill to climb. They've lost a lot of trust with a lot of gamers. That
Oh, yeah.
silence in the audience was the sound of disapproval.
Yeah. Let's see. Then they shut off an NBA game. Who gives a fuck? And then the thing that I heard that pissed off a lot of people was this new mobile game that they were making.
Oh my god.
Which is
You should have seen the tirade that Angry Joe lit up on Twitter. Because he loves the Command and Conquer stuff. Like
But
the old
the
stuff.
It's coming out on a shitty mobile device.
And now they've just
they're losing
chucked
even
it
more
into a
goodwill.
mobile game. And he's like, ah!
Yep.
But deep breaths, deep breaths.
Sounds
Serenity now, insanity later.
Sounds like you were.
It's like they took a couple steps forward and then they fell over backwards.
Pretty much.
and then slid down the grease trap of their shit all the way back down to the bottom where they started.
Yes.
Hell, when they released the Anthem trailer, I was just meh. Because I was so zoned out, I could not pull myself to even give a shit.
You know what the best thing I heard about the EA conference was?
What?
We can only go up from here.
And we shall, because we're moving right the fuck along to Microsoft.
Yeah, I was glad that was the first one.
Yeah, it was all pretty much uphill from there. I'll be honest, I think this was probably one of the best E3s we've had.
Best for EA?
No, I mean, well, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't like
People remember two kinds of events. They remember the awesome events,
Or the shit ones.
the mediocre. No one
Never.
remembers. No one remembers.
Never.
Think of this as the appetizer that no one wants to touch, and then move on to Microsoft.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll let
So-
that shrimp fall off the table.
For first course.
There you go.
First course.
all right.
All right, so starting off, Halo Infinite. Didn't see the trailer.
It was literally just a picture of Master Chief holding his helmet.
We're making
Yeah, it
another
was
Halo
more of a
game.
hey, look, we're making a new Halo game instead of, here's this long trailer where some of the stuff may or may not actually be in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if they put any more of that battle royale crap in Halo, I'm going to flip.
To be fair,
As long as it's
Halo
just
was
like
at
a
the
side note.
beginning of the Battle Royale stuff.
But right now, it's just getting oversaturated
That's-
as a Fortnite.
Essentially, what they're going to end up doing is it's going to be the Halo multiplayer that, from what they have said so far, and from what people who have actually seen some of the stuff on it have said, it looks like it's going to be some of the actual Halo multiplayer, which there are modes where it's like a battle royale type thing, but it's not your typical battle royale, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think so.
Either way.
I mean, death battles have always been a thing, even since like,
Yeah,
the old shooter days.
but it's not
But
like
hey,
cramming itself into the genre that
Yeah.
people are using now. It's kind of falling back on what they actually did well.
Mm-hmm.
well, what Halo used to do well was story, character, world development.
And so far,
I've seen jack shit.
that
of
is what they actually want to do again.
If they can do it, and they can do it
Yeah.
well, and not make a absolute shitstorm of it, they have my blessing. I'm
Yeah.
not going to play it because
That's what
I'm
we're
not
all
going to
hoping for.
play. I'm not going to get an Xbox One just to
X.
play. I'm not getting an Xbox until I see something that's worth jumping
Did
into
you
it with.
do you even realize that
any-
the anagram
any
for Xbox
X
One
game you can play on a regular one.
Okay. Did you know that the anagram for Xbox One X is literally Xbox?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Let's move
Any
along.
I wasn't aware that you, Legend, were the cardinal that were Spartan Cardinals
Spartan card.
because you were giving EA or Microsoft your blessing.
no,
Yeah. Anyway,
But- not EA. That's
yeah, I know Microsoft, but
Dark.
anyway.
There's a difference. Microsoft mildly sucks. EA is the suck.
moving on, thank you very much. Ori 2. We saw this last
I
E3.
actually want to try this
Yes, I do too. This looks
because I've tried the first one and I've watched people play like all the way through it. And even if I don't get to try it, I want to see it because the
It's a
first
gorgeous
one's like
Yeah.
a
All right.
masterpiece, like
Okay.
visually and audio as well.
pretty. Go for it.
All right, time for the Dark Souls fans to start talking.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Here we
Oh
go.
We've got Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Now I know where the hook shot from Breath of the Wild went. It went and got strapped to some dude's bones on his arm.
Now, to those who are uninitiated, this is not the first time From Software and Activision have teamed up.
No.
No, the FromSoft and Activision teamed up together to make the Tenchu series,
Mhm.
which was old-timey assassinations in the old-timey Japanese era.
I actually listened to an article that Gaijin Hunter translated,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that they were inspired by the Tenchu series to make this game.
Also, Neo existed, so I think the people at FromSoft were like, "You remember that one time we did the thing with the thing, and then they made that? Let's go back and do it again."
No one says
Pretty
Do it
much.
better.
Although it says samurais this time, it's ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah.
It's Ninja Souls.
It looks really
Oh
interesting.
my god!
I like the look of it. It looks like they said you guys said you can see the influence of that. You can see a little bit of Neo in it, and you can see a little bit of Dark Souls. But the way I want to see how the gameplay and how this story is going to play out because it looks really interesting.
From what I've heard, it's more of an action game instead of an RPG.
Ah.
It's got RPG like elements for like upgrading your like weapons. I think.
Which should mean it should be less of a loot grind compared to Neo, right, Legend?
I don't grind for loot. The loot keeps happening, and I can't stop it.
That's kind of that's the problem with that particular game. Just so you know, I played it and he's played it.
Yeah.
So
And there's a mechanic where when you die, you will revive, and like enemies will go off like because they think you're dead. But when you revive, you can sneak up behind them and kill them.
I imagine
Backstab.
I
But
must
you
be
can-
like a last breath sort of thing.
Pretty much, and like you'll have to pay something or other to do that again.
Okay.
Because if you don't do it, it's automatically game over. I think
Okay. So there is a sort of
punishment.
yeah. Gotcha.
They still got the Souls punishment shtick,
All right.
and the
Fair enough.
and the combat is very reminiscent of Bloodborne, because apparently they were making this right as they were in mid-development of Dark Souls 3, I think, or just as they finished up Bloodborne.
There's definitely feelings and vibes of that nature.
All right.
So
I think the only reason why there wasn't a hook shot into Bloodborne was because they couldn't fit it there. Now we have it, and it looks awesome.
Yeah. They did mention Fallout 76 and Microsoft, but we'll get to that more when we talk about Bethesda.
yeah, we'll skip that for now.
Next one, Captain Spirit.
Which one was this one?
It was the Life is Strange spin-off.
Oh yeah, that
This
one.
is the free one.
Oh yeah, I saw this and I immediately thought, you know who would like this? People who like movies. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I'm just saying like that is the type of audience it's catering to. That's not me.
That's the kind of thing that Life is Strange feels like. It doesn't feel like a game. It feels like a movie that you're playing a big part in. And I like the fact that they're taking it, instead of focusing on a separate character, you're just expanding the universe. I like that idea. And if this plays out well, and I heard it ties into the sequel.
Yeah, essentially they're saying, here, play this. I promise we're working on another game, but we want to give you this to appease you for now.
It's a little side
I mean, they
thing,
did
and it looks a
recently
little-
they came out with the prequel, Before the Storm, which I heard was really good.
I watched it.
It looks a little too cutesy and innocent for my taste.
Wait
Oh,
until the
dude.
messed up shit happens.
I-
Wait until that happens.
You know it's in there. It's
Yeah.
the Life is Strange people. You know it's in there.
All right.
Yeah, there's gonna be some really fucked up crap going on later on, like probably a couple hours of the game.
No,
Yeah.
you watch. We'll all find out that this kid's actually dead.
All right. Next up, Terry Crews the game.
Oh, Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, here's my thoughts about Crackdown 3 because this reminds me a little bit too much of what happened with Saints Row 3. Saints Row 1 was initially a GTA clone wholesale.
Yep.
Nothing remarkable about it. C tier game.
Okay.
Saints Row 2 came out.
And it was complete batshit.
As you know, if you've ever seen anything by Yahtzee Croshaw.
Yep.
Saints Row 3 came out, and they turned that to 11.
And even Yahtzee was like, I've had my fill.
So we're seeing the natural progression with Crackdown, which went through, surprisingly, a very similar character arc.
Yeah, and apparently it got pushed back to next year sometime.
So
So
that concerns me.
By the way, this is, I think, like the second or third time it's gotten pushed back.
The second time.
Yeah.
But that's concerning.
Which is why I'm glad I don't play the Crackdown games.
Alrighty then.
It has a similar development cycle, so I'm kind of worried about that as far as that being any good.
All right. Next up on our list is a trailer for Metro Exodus, which looked interesting, but I've never been a fan of the Metro series.
Never played one.
I don't play
Metro's-
them, but I might watch a YouTuber play it if the story's interesting.
I mean, the entire story of the game is about surviving in post-nuclear war in Russia.
Yeah.
So with the subtitle Exodus, it's going to go ahead and have some adventure to it.
Yeah. I did kind of like the idea of like you open the pack and you're like making the gun and like making the edits. Like it looked cool.
that does sound cool.
But I remember from some of the reviews of earlier games, it's much more realistic and therefore much more harsh. So I'm not sure. I would say look at some of the earlier games first and see whether or not you can handle that level of realism.
So Fallout in Russia with mods.
Though much more realistic.
It's not. Fallout takes a much more whimsical approach. It's dated 1950s era. This is more realistic.
This is like the nukes happened like recently.
Well, the 1950s happened.
No, but what I mean is that
the idea sounds
you never
so.
left you never left the 50s.
The story of Fallout is that literally the world just stopped progressing in like culturally and just stayed stuck in the 50s.
Scientifically, they went to the future, but culturally, they remained in the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the difference between those two. And then we get to
The first of 3 Kingdom Hearts trailers.
There are 3 of them.
Yeah, they each had like different cuts of the same conversations.
3 of them things.
Yeah.
I may have squeed
I did
loud enough during a couple of presentations.
Okay,
Of
so what ended
Such
up happening?
content to scare my cat.
In this first one, we got confirmed that Frozen is a world.
Woo!
We will
Which
not
already
get
knew
into
works
that.
for this type of game.
It does.
It does work for this kind of game, and to be fair, I do like both the princesses from that series.
I
Yes.
do remember. Was Olaf a summon?
No, Olaf is a character.
Oh, okay. He actually fights.
Yeah, you actually get to interact with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I don't know what Elsa's sister's name is, but
Anna.
Anna.
Anna. Well, Anna was talking to Olaf, saying, "Do you know these guys?" And Olaf was saying, "I don't know anyone this blue, green, or oddly spiky."
Well, and
Thank
and
you.
in one version of it, he goes, "Nope."
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Olaf did make me laugh.
it
back
looked
in the
really
day.
cool. Sora's got some new art forms for his new Keyblades.
Goofy's going surfing.
Woo!
Yeah,
I'm-
my
I'm-
cat hated me for a couple of days because I kept squealing and making her flee the room.
Oh, and we
Fantastic.
Oh, and we got confirmed that Larxine's back, and she's been Norded. You remember Larxine?
Yeah, who doesn't remember Larxene? I've heard some people joke about the fact that we're not sure what she's wearing under there, but it's probably not much.
I've actually had to explain to a couple people, including Akari, what the eyes thing meant on Aqua.
Oh,
I'm like, wait a minute.
We'll get to that.
And then the second I explained it to him, he's like, "Oh my god, you're right!"
Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, this trailer's good. We'll come back to the other stuff later because
as it happens.
like most things with Kingdom Hearts, it keeps coming back.
Kingdom Hearts, the new racing game with all the Disney and Kingdom Hearts characters in it.
I thought he was shorthanded for Kingdom Cards. You know that one Game Boy Advance game that never flew off.
What, you mean Chain of Memories? Or...
Yeah, that nonsense.
It got remade, you doof.
It was still terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a trailer for 2 Sea of Thieves DLCs. Although, does anyone really even care about it when something better's coming up?
Well, people like.
There's some people who still play it,
Sea of
so
Thieves
if it's
was
added content and they enjoy the game, more power to them.
It's like a themed VR chat with some actual content instead of memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Although
So
it's
if
just-
you enjoy that thing,
Too.
yeah, it just kind of
more
makes me
power to you.
It just kind of makes me sad that Rare's the one who developed it, and it just doesn't have that Rare spark, to be honest.
They
Because
needed the
because
Rare
the people
spark,
who
but-
gave the Rare games their spark bailed years ago.
And made Ukulele, and while that game has its issues, a
It's
lot of
still,
issues.
or you can still see
It has
part of the
charm.
Rare spark in it.
It has
which
the
is good.
charm.
It does have the charm, although it's kind of kept some of the stuff from the N64 era, which has not aged well.
Well, only because you don't know how to deal with it.
Well,
Anyway,
you could say the same about an acid bath or like being boiled alive.
Anyway, then we got
Ow.
Forza Horizon 4, and good news, they did not bring a car into the actual theater this time.
oh god, thank God.
Yeah.
So,
Because last
Didn't.
time they like lower it for like 30 seconds and then bring it right back up or something like that.
they
No,
did
I
that. They
don't
did
know.
that. They did that 2 years in a row.
Oh, I didn't remember
Yeah.
that. But anyway.
Like, I think one, it just rose up from below, and then the other one, it descended.
If you like that kind of series, though, then from what I've heard so far, that looks like a potentially good addition to it.
Oh
So,
yeah, because it's like open world and like people can jump in.
It's vehicular visual.
Leo. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I can't let this pun go. You were singing the Immaculate Car Us.
Yes.
God damn it. And
Let-
continue.
Let us rev. Anyway,
Lift
we-
up your parts.
we'll lift them up to the hood.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's look
happy
at this
few,
in the
my
rearview
friend.
mirror.
We happy few.
Oh, joy.
Zero. You're being a bit of
Rado.
Rado, you're being
Damn
a bit of a downer right now.
Oh shush.
We happy few. We're finally getting some actual story to this game.
And it's
Because
actually getting a release date.
Well, it has a release date. It's been in pre-alpha for like 2 years, but now there's some actual story. So I'm curious to see how they're going to patch up the story elements that they had existed in the alpha, and what they're going to go ahead and do with the story to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting until one of the YouTubers that I watch plays it, because they inevitably will, because of the type of the game that it is. All else fails, Rad will play it, and I could check it out there.
Yeah,
So-
it should be pretty. It should be pretty good from all things. You have any thoughts on it, Akari?
Just the idea. Honestly, I've never seen much of it, but the idea and the concept of of the game actually sounds really original and kind of freaky. So I'm actually thinking about picking it up if it goes well. So
I think like the whole
That's one of
collector's
those
set is,
wait till it
frickin'
comes out and
expensive as
see
all
if it's
hell.
any good, then get it games.
All the collector sets are expensive. Have you seen the collector set for some of the other games?
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of which, this game.
Tales of Vesperia is getting the definitive edition released not only for the Xboner, but for the PS4 and the Switch.
Oh my god!
Damn it! Now I have to figure out which system I want it for,
Oh, and by the
PS4.
way,
or all of them.
by definitive edition, I mean the PS3 version that was only exclusive to Japan that had characters locked off.
So,
Shit.
Why did they lock those characters off?
because they were stupid. That is the short answer.
Well, one of them was Flynn, the knight that was Yuri's
But
counterpart.
he was the rival character. Why would you lock him off?
Because they were stupid. That is the shortest answer.
You mean the company was stupid? I thought you
Yes.
meant the actual characters were stupid.
I
no,
just
no.
looked it up. It's actually in the GameStop system.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know what the malarkey was. Like, maybe they added him later, or he was like DLC that they released in the PS4, or no, the PS3.
The PS3.
The PS3.
Yeah.
The one, they released it over there. I don't remember the exact circumstances. I'm not a historian in this matter, but I will say that it was a really, really bad mark that we weren't able to see it unless we went online and watched someone pirate the game in order to get the stuff done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn you, E3.
Yeah.
My freaking pre-order list had gotten down to like maybe 3.
And now it's
That's
jumped to like 12,
10.
maybe.
And I missed a couple, and so now it's gonna get bigger.
Oh, poor
Pretty
Missy.
much.
Our poor aching wallets can't take much more abuse, and
Um,
we aren't even done
So-
yet.
random sidebar. I just would like to mention that Steam sale is next week.
Well, I don't have Steam on my computer anymore. Fuck Steam.
But for the rest of you guys,
I will consider.
anyway.
Next-
Random sidebar over.
Uh,
Next.
The Division 2 showed a trailer with fake TeamSpeak again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that every time they do it.
Yep. Akari, you got
At
something to
least,
say
though,
about it?
the game itself,
Yeah.
for, that kind of game, if you like those, from what I've heard so far, people who actually got hands-on on it actually enjoyed it. So hopefully...
They learned from the mistakes from the past game.
You know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move to the next game.
What is the next
Okay.
game?
Just a sizzle reel of indie titles, which they were going by so fast I couldn't keep up
Well,
with them.
there's one notable thing from that list. Oh no, you have that on there. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say there was something you should include there, but don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, they showed off Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
This is it, guys.
Yeah.
Is that excitement or frustration?
Akari.
Let's
Why?
just say they have announced a version of it where if you pre-order that version, you get it 2 days before everybody else.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Really?
And it's happy birthday to me because the game itself comes out the day before my birthday.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, aren't you a happy Muzi?
Oh god.
You were about to call her
the
an
gameplay. Of
Yeah, I
this-
was going about to call her a happy Evie.
Essentially, Laura's learning how to blend in with the jungle in this one.
Yeah, I did
yeah,
see...
like
Was it during that, or was it during like the Square Enix one where they showed off a trailer?
A little bit of both.
Okay, because I saw a trailer of it where she literally grabbed the dirt and just started rubbing it onto her arm, so she was camoed, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, and we finally evolved her character in this trilogy to the point where she's having to save the world.
So, classic Laura.
Basically, yeah, we're
Part of
getting
it
to
is
her.
that she kind of caused the events from what we've seen so far that led to the reason she needs to save the world.
Whoopsie.
So, I mean, at least there's actual dynamics there, though. It's not just, oh, look, I gotta save the world. You know?
All right,
It's like, oh shoot, I messed up. I need to save the world from myself.
pretty much.
Yes!
All right, next on the list was something called Session, which was a skateboard game.
Okay,
We didn't get Skate 4, we got this instead.
so I used to play a little bit of skateboarding games back on the PlayStation era, the PlayStation 1 era.
Okay.
And I will just say this wholeheartedly, we've hit the peak. There is nothing more you can do graphically, story-wise. We hit the peak for that back in the PlayStation 2 era.
Like
the only
Tony
thing
Hawk
they could have
games.
possibly done was actually give us another skate game so you could watch people like throw the character off a cliff and stuff.
Right, but I mean,
That's the appeal of it. That's what makes it so much fun.
but that's what they tried to do in Tony Hawk 5, and they made that a multiplayer mess.
Oh, and Glitch to Hell and back.
Yeah, so it's just like,
At least in Skate 3 they were fun.
just take the shovel and bury the genre. I think it needs to be retired.
Well, even Tony Hawk saw the newer one and went, screw this.
Yeah, like, Tony Hawk's in, like, what, in his 50s now?
Yes.
Does he still skateboard?
Yes.
Good on
Yeah.
him.
He's actually still good as well.
Yeah, but it's time for it to be done.
Yeah, we're done. Anyway, moving on, we got, I think, an expansion for the Black Desert MMO?
No, I think it's Black Desert coming to the Xbox One.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now like how Overwatch came to the consoles, they're just porting it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a full expansion.
Has it? Muzi, Akari, you've played more MMOs than all the other three of us.
I played one.
I've played 2.
Do you know anything about
I've only
it?
played one.
I
No.
The only
never
thing
played that one.
the only thing I know
I never played that
about
one. I only want from this World of Warcraft. Other than that, no.
Okay.
The only thing that I'm familiar with Black Desert is apparently the character creator is very much in depth to the point that it's nearing the detail of some of the NBA games.
Ah.
So like incredibly detailed, but they don't use the quick camera technology to try and make your face weird.
All right.
Well, it doesn't try to make your face weird. It makes your face weird regardless of whatever you try.
Right. But I mean, what I mean is that it's actually done well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Next is something that's going to make Akari and Leo squee.
I'm so glad that cut off.
We are getting DMC5.
No. We are
Yes,
getting Devil
we
May
are.
Cry
And
5.
I have a lot to say. I am glad. Okay, I will say this as a longtime fan. I mean, the reboot did try its best, but honestly, I'm just glad they're continuing the main storyline with it. I love how basically we're going back to Nero from 4, which is on once again Johnny Young Bosch, which is awesome. And the fact
The man is in everything.
he is in everything. And
He's a fucking JoJo.
favorite role that he's ever done. I love him as Nero. He still got his Red Queen sword. He's still got the Blue Rose pistol, and apparently in this one, his demon arm got stolen.
Yep, and now he's wielding a mechanical arm and kicking demon ass to the sounds of a kick-ass soundtrack.
This is
Yep.
essentially the DMC's team version of, oh shit, yes, there are people who liked the reboot game, but oh shit, we pissed too many people off. Quick, let's give them a true sequel.
I think the reboot thing, honestly, in my opinion, was just a one-off thing.
Mm-hmm. So,
But-
To give another comparison, DMC was Metroid Other M. And
Yes.
we
In a
all know
way,
how
yes.
that bombed.
I think for years I'd always been accidentally saying Other M. I don't know why.
When you
But-
want to refer to the Prime series?
Something like that, yeah.
yeah. Ooh.
Well, even outside Prime series, I said Other M. I'm like, damn it, that's not what I meant.
Well, unfortunately, they got that, and now it's catchy. So
And I will
unfortunately-
say this before we move on. Dante with a beard.
Crazy Grandpa.
We don't know. The guy still looks like he's in his 30s.
No, I've seen close-ups of him. He looks like a crazy grandpa.
He's crazy grandpa.
Well-
We've hit crazy grandpa status.
I mean,
So in other words, he's Jeff Daniels.
Actually,
Pretty
wait,
much.
Technically,
No, no, not Jeff Daniels.
isn't Dante
he's the dude.
technically Nero's
Yeah.
uncle?
What's up?
Yes.
Because I saw that the developer of DMC5 confirmed that Nero is
Virgil's son.
Virgil's son, yeah.
Yes.
So instead of Crazy Grandpa, we got Crazy Uncle.
Maybe.
We also kind of Crazy Uncle, not the creepy kind.
But that's the thing that's backtracking a little bit before we move on is, but Devil May Cry 4 is they never really went far with Nero's backstory. Always like, oh, he's got a demon arm. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
They never really did. But
purposely didn't because they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
basically, yeah. But hopefully with 5, we'll get to learn what's going to happen. But other than that, hyped.
When you have third wheel protagonists, you kind of are lost with what to do with them until you get a handle with them.
Yeah, and I think they did.
So
By the way, Devil Trigger kicks ass.
Oh,
Yes,
so
the
you
song is
finally
ass.
you finally agreed with the soundtrack finally.
Oh, I never disagreed. I was just calling you guys dorks for liking it and listening to it repeatedly.
Hypocrites.
Says the one who likes it himself.
Hypocrites.
Hypocrite.
I never
Find
said
us
I
on
wasn't.
iTunes now.
Hey, you should be a hippogriff next.
Oh,
Oh.
shut up. Yeah, sorry. Characters with beaks, not my thing.
Anyway, next news, Cuphead DLC!
Oh,
It's happening!
yes!
The delicious.
I saw the
last
trailer for this
boss.
just recently. It looks awesome.
Yes, and we have a new playable character who is Miss Chalice.
So,
And many more people will be smacking their heads onto their desks.
No, they will be rapidly assembling and disassembling ham sandwiches.
yep, very, very vigorously, rapidly.
Assembling and
disassembling
disassembling. It will sound like a deli at high noon.
It'll sound like a deli at high noon during a baseball game.
Yes,
That
we
sounds
hit
about
one
right.
out of the park.
Yeah.
We'll explain it later, Akari. But anyway,
That's
the
okay.
key thing about Miss Chalice that they hinted right at the end of the trailer, she double jumps.
Oh.
For a platformer like Cuphead, is hashtag game changer.
By the way, I think there's also going to be an update where you can actually choose to play between Cuphead, Mugman, or Miss Chalice.
Which means we are getting a Mega Man style split.
Yeah.
They're going to rebalance Cuphead and Mugman to have differences, and I guarantee it. Miss Chalice will have the double jump, but she cannot move and shoot at the same time.
What do you want to bet? This is going to be hell for completionists?
Oh,
Because you know they're going to add a ton more trophies.
Yep, you're gonna have
Oh.
one for Cuphead, one
Heads
for
up,
Mugman,
Gerard.
one for Miss Chalice, for each one of them,
Not to mention for both easy and hard mode.
and then the true mode.
I bet you anything, Mr. Beardman, the completionist, Gerard, is already going, why? And smashing his head against the chimney. Why do you do this to me now? Bang, 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 bang.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got Tunic, which is a cute little fox isometric game.
Do you want
In the
off-brand
style of
Zelda?
Zelda.
Do you want off-brand Zelda? Because this is what happens when you get off-brand Zelda.
Yes. But it's still cute.
Off-brand isometric Zelda. With
Cute
that's
little
also
fox.
that's also kind of roguelike-ish.
Cute
With,
little fox.
yep.
I haven't seen it, so
Fox
I'll
box.
have to take your word for it on this one.
Oh my
Sorry.
god, it's the fox box.
You're doing
But
visual
then
gag.
following that,
You're doing visual gags in an audio podcast. What the
Are
fuck?
you making another foxes with boxes joke?
Oh,
No, it's a fox boxing joke.
who would have think that they'd be ending a trailer for a new game with Light from Death Note?
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
anime
Thoughts?
crack.
I have some thoughts. Legend, you want to take this?
No, I just need to write something down real quick. Excuse me. Now,
I-
nobody peek over my shoulder.
All right, well,
This
Jump
is
Force. Yeah.
this is an anime fan dream.
Yeah, it's an anime fan's dream. Maybe to me, it looks more like Heisenberg Blue anime.
You mean like it looks like the name that I just wrote down into the suspicious little black notebook needs to have its name written down in the suspicious little black notebook?
Yes.
In a way, yes.
Maybe.
Okay then.
Anyway, anime crack, tons of anime characters in a fighting game, and from what I've heard from people who have had hands-on, it's actually a pretty good fighting game. So
But
Should be fun.
maybe
but the fact
we'll
that
get a
when-
decent anime fighting game.
Naruto, Goku, and Luffy all in the real world fighting Frieza.
Let me put it simply at what this is. This is Shonen Jump's Infinity War.
Yes!
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Which is why the Stinger is, like Yagami, overlooking the entire thing. Because guess what? He is not the ideal protagonist, but...
He's the ultimate villain.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say he is one of the smartest villains in anime.
Couldn't he just literally write Son Goku in his notebook and give
Yes.
Goku another fucking heart attack?
Yes.
Yeah, but you realize that Goku would just find a way to come back anyway.
Dragon Balls.
Fuck the Dragon Balls.
Did you work the shop? That joke is older than I am now.
Yes.
Almost.
Next, we got a look at Dying Light 2, which has some, if I recall, very interesting take on consequence development.
Yeah, like it's a zombie game.
Well,
it's a post-apocalyptic game, by the way. I'm getting fucking sick of post-apocalyptic games.
Well, I'm not going to go into the politics. Anyway, the thing about Dying Light 2 that was their hook is that they are going to try and do the whole consequences matter thing, but they want to do it right.
Okay.
Where if you side with like they did this thing where two guys were holding water hostage for the entire city again, and you were trying to work for these guardians for the city to try to take them out and bring water to everyone. If you kill them, water is available in the city. People have access to it. They can survive, get clean.
Overall quality of life improvement, but
the city gets put under power by those people who you were working for, and they are, as long as you don't defy them, you don't get hurt.
Essentially, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But if you decide to side with the people holding the water hostage, that means water becomes a precious commodity, which means you open up the black market.
Well, you privatize it, so people who actually have resources to trade with it are going to come in, so you actually get access to better weapons, access to better goods, better traders, etc.
However,
opens the black market, opens up for ruthless, uncouth ruffians.
Yeah, to enter the city.
All you have to do though is just sell your soul. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Well,
I like my soul.
But they're advertising that it's not just going to be one singular chain, but there's going to be multiples of events like this that overall shape the entire story. So they say.
Akar, you saying something?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, we've seen this from like Infamous, Fallout. Very few games actually know how to do karma correctly. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see whether or not they will succeed or fail with that in that regard.
All right. So, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
I will admit, I thought that the original Dying Light from what I played was a little bit lacking. But if they do it right with this one, I might be interested in see it and giving it a try.
Okay.
I just watched some YouTubers play the original one, so.
Okay.
All right.
This threw us for a loop when it came out.
Battletoads. A new Battletoads game is coming out.
Yeah, they're trying to cash in on the nostalgia chip.
Huh.
I excited and yet confused at the same time. Is that if it's even possible?
I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, because I was like, all I wrote down was the fuck.
Well,
So here,
work for DuckTales.
We have the opportunity. Yes, we have the opportunity for a DuckTales-esque reboot if they do it right.
Yeah.
And that is sort of the problem with it is DuckTales is cutesy and innocent enough that it could get a pass on the reboot.
Battletoads
is makes its living off of the humor.
Yeah.
And whether or not that
And
ages
rage.
well.
And Rage. Because it was also a hard game.
Right, but the coming back to point was the humor.
Mm-hmm.
And that is aged relatively poorly.
Oops.
So if you do not have a good aging on it, like a cheese, it is the difference between delicious cheddar
and put it in the garbage with the rest of the unknown.
with the rest of the unmentionables.
I was actually going
But
to say toxic
until
underground
we
fan
see
base, but I
more,
will
we're
leave
not
it.
going to know whether they've pulled this off or not.
Yeah.
We
And-
might have to do that on this podcast one day.
Anyway,
Maybe.
next one on the list is Just Cause 4. They got a whole new engine for this.
Why? Just cause.
Essentially, I've been told these games
you.
are, ooh, look, random event, explosion.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is. I played 3.
I played 2.
And that's the draw to it is, hey, look, random event, explosion.
And I think you got
Okay.
more ways to
If
use
that's
your
what you're
fucking
aiming
hook
for,
shot or whatever
they've
it is.
Yeah,
done
hookshot flight suits. You got as many guns and vehicles as you need.
You're a one-man militia.
You are.
I've also heard most people are like, screw the story.
Pretty much.
I'm going flying.
All right. Next.
3 Gears of War games. The first one they announced was a Funko Pop game
For the phone.
for the phone.
Gears of War.
Funko Pop.
On the phone.
It's more of,
Okay.
here's this thing while we make these.
I get that.
I looked at that and I was like,
I get that.
no. I don't like Gears of War, but I'm like, no.
Here's my thing with Call of Duty and Gears to an extent, and I know I have a friend who's going to go ahead and kill me after this, but the thing that always gets me about these games is that they try to appeal it to the younger demographic
Mm.
When they don't need to.
when they shouldn't be because it's an M-rated game.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
The Gears of War Funko Pops. There was Halo Duplo sets. There was I'm trying to remember. I don't think Call of Duty actually did
Okay,
that.
the fact that there's Duplo sets,
But
not
not-
Lego.
But
Not
no,
Lego.
no, it was
Duplo.
no, it was Mega Bloks. I'm sorry.
Oh, there were Lego
That's
too.
even worse.
But anyway, actually, my brother has a couple of those still from back in the day. So,
Okay, good for him.
but I mean, that's sort of the thing. Is so I've always had this knee-jerk reaction to seeing seeing the Funko Pop thing. That was the natural extension of.
I was
that.
thinking, like, what's next? Half-Life Connect?
Yes.
No. But that is the sort of thing that I've seen. I've expected it. It's the natural outgrowth.
Yeah.
And so,
Anyway, they're making actual games though.
Yeah, I think they're making, like, a top-down, like a turret defense game.
no,
Almost, from what I gathered of it, it's almost like a Gears of War XCOM type game.
It's a Gears of War XCOM, yes,
Yeah.
actually.
And then they're making an actual Gears of War 5.
Right.
So 3 Gears of War
Yes!
games, and they started off with the one that literally made me have an aneurysm. Fuck Funko Pops.
Gears of War 5.
So, I mean,
Musi Akari, I know you like your Funko Pops, but seriously, those things are horrible and ugly as shit.
It
I
depends
think
on the
of
one
certain
you get.
ones.
Same here. I get like same as certain ones as well.
Alright.
next,
Like
as
Nathan
their,
Drake.
sorry, Curry.
That wasn't me.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
as their stinger, from CD Projekt Red
Good God, these guys.
came out Cyberpunk 2077.
they literally hacked the
Hacked.
conference and showed the game.
Yes.
Give Project CD Red credit. When they present their shit, they present well. And
I want to see more about this though before I decide whether I'm interested or not though, because right now we don't really know enough.
At first,
That's
I
true.
thought it was a Shadowrun game, which is for the uninitiated. It's basically D&D Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
but that turned out not to be the case because it was all humans.
Yeah.
However, it has the right aesthetic to get me interested in it.
Mhm.
So now they never said what kind of game it was,
but
they
you're
did.
still intrigued.
But there were details that were listed, and I do remember reading those details. So the details are it's going to be a action RPG.
Okay.
Or I'm
Okay.
sorry, RPG with action elements. Sorry, it's going to be talking and doing stuff, but not as much focus on the shooting. Think more Fallout New Vegas as opposed to Fallout 4.
Okay, then.
So an actual good Fallout game.
Yes. You will start out Skyrim style with having a little bit of knowledge in everything,
Okay.
but then from there you can develop into 3 classes, effectively power, psionic, or tech.
All right.
And then from there, you have your instead of alignments, you have allegiances to so far I think corporation, techie, or I think there was a third one, but it's like an underground group.
Like a militia or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
But basically, you would have something like that. There's background elements where you craft about who you were before the story's events happens. You proceed through it in a more Skyrim fashion. The more stuff you do, the more you enhance that aspect of it, and you gain more experience in what you use.
So basically, take the Skyrim route after the branch
Take
route
the-
and work.
Take the Skyrim route with an emphasis more on story development and dialogue than pure combat.
All right. So
My eyes are crossing
too
too much.
we don't know enough yet, so we just gotta wait and see what happens.
Well, those are the
Yep.
details that were explained after the conference, but I'm sure once we get hands-on, people will decide yay or nay.
All right. Anyway, we're now moving on to Bethesda's.
Oh gosh!
Here we go.
Yeah,
Okay, Bethesda, right.
yeah.
Just making sure.
I checked.
Okay.
Anyway, first off,
Where's my pillow?
Okay.
First off, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Bethesda. At first, I was riding the hype train, but when I thought about it, Bethesda's conference was lopsided and not in a good way.
Well, did we have fun during the conference?
Oh, I had fun, but thinking about it, I'm like, they really didn't announce much. Good.
No. But they announced enough that it's definitely going to make a mark, and people are going to be looking towards Bethesda to see what's coming.
At least they focused on something instead of just bringing out a vast array of games and then going,
Well,
hey, figure out which one of these you like the looks of.
Well, they kind of did that at the end, but we'll get to that. First off, they introduced Andrew WK. Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
And he was playing Party, 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 or Get Ready to Die. I don't remember which one which.
Either way, he plays a song which is the trailer song for Rage 2.
Yeah. And then almost a solid minute of silence before showing the trailer for Rage 2.
In other words, somebody forgot to hit play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, what they should have done is, while Andrew WK was headbanging like crazy, they should have been playing the trailer behind him.
I can
Actually, for all we know, maybe that was what was supposed to happen, and that's why there was a whole minute of silence.
Well, either way, someone messed up because the crowd was confused beyond belief.
So
They had one job!
Well, there were several jobs, but this was the first. This was the first of several foul-ups.
Anyway,
There were a lot of jobbers. Yes.
Anyway, Rage 2 by id Software, if I recall right.
Yes, which unfortunately we didn't get much more detail outside of the fact that they're going. Actually, we didn't get good trailers, but ooh, colorful, fancy,
Yeah.
humor.
And a hidden ad for a wall-mounted singing head.
Of a mutant.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, they brought in a guy who's behind Elder Scrolls Legend, the card game shit, and they
If you're
showed
into it.
They showed a trailer that was jack shit.
You know,
It was fluff.
I don't care for the Legends stuff, so I don't care for Legends or the online, so I just shoveled behind it.
I don't even like Hearthstone. I don't like any of those online card games.
But you do like Duel Links.
Anyway.
I'm half tempted to just delete it to spite you.
Ah.
Also, I need memory on my phone, damn it. That thing takes up a lot of memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next, they announced something that Akari is really going to like.
Oh, well, I like it too.
Doom Eternal.
To be fair, they should have flipped it, but I understand.
What, called Eternal Doom?
Yeah.
No, Doom Eternal sounds cooler.
Nah. Eternal
No.
Doom.
It should have
If I
been
can do a
your Eternal Doom.
Oh, fucking hell. That's too melodramatic even for this series.
Also, Doom is a title. I wouldn't put an
I
adjective
know,
in
but-
front of it.
Like the shadow of the Tomb Raider?
How many shadow ofs do we have? The S
Shadow
section
of Colossus, Shadows of the Damned. Shadow the Hedgehog.
This is why the S section and the D section are full of the same damn thing.
Shadows
My
and dark.
Google search looks like shit every time I try to look at this stuff.
Shadows, dark, darkness, damned.
Yeah, there we go. Like,
Anyway,
damn it,
more
there's so many
demons,
of
more
these.
explosions, more big guns.
It's literally a
Except
remake of
that it's not
Doom
on
2
Mars.
Hell on Earth.
What was that,
Possibly.
Gary?
But all of the things that I just listed are still there.
What
Yeah,
did you-
basically what it said we're not on this game. We're not in Mars anymore.
yeah, we're on Earth.
Yes.
Yep,
it is-
the
Yes,
demons
Yes,
have
but there
taken
are
over the
still
planet.
demons, there are still explosions, and there are still big guns. That's pretty much all you need to know about
No,
Doom.
not big guns, big fucking guns.
BFGs, motherfucker.
Not
Pretty much all you need to know
guys.
about Doom. Any Doom.
Yeah. Moving
People
on.
do not walk into Doom for an in-depth RPG story. They walk in to blow shit up.
That is true.
Exactly.
Okay.
We don't care about this shit.
The next particular game of note,
Was some Quake stuff. I didn't really catch the whole lot of it.
it's for Quake Champions, which is their essentially their competitor to League of Legends.
Okay.
Nah.
Skip
Okay,
it.
skip it.
The next thing is actually kind of interesting, and I might actually pick up the base game for it.
Praise DLC, which I believe is called Moonwalker or
Yes,
something.
Moonwalker. So the original Prey game, or at least the remake that they're talking about, is a Bioshock-esque adventure game where you go through the game, complete task, explore the world as you see it.
Yes.
The DLC Moonwalker introduces a roguelike element to it.
Yeah, it's literally you start in one point and you're trying to escape the moon base.
Yes,
And
but
every time you die, you start from the
You
beginning and
start
the
as a new
map
person.
resets and changes around.
so
They are actually doing a charity thing with a few streamers who they have given the DLC. And what it is essentially each of these streamers is trying to get as fast as possible going through the DLC.
and with as few
And the
deaths.
person by the end of it who has the best time will have $15,000 donated to that charity that they're doing
Huh.
in their name.
Hey, that's a pretty good way to get some publicity out there for that.
And meanwhile, the streamers themselves are also raising donations for the charity. So even if they don't win and the 15,000 doesn't get donated in their name, they're still fundraising.
Hey, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. And I think what made me laugh was during the trailer they was just playing "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby, Right Round."
That I heard
course.
about.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Anyway, next we're getting a new. It's either a.
It's a new game.
It's a new game, Wolfenstein Youngblood, where it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's like 20 years later in like the 1980s.
Yes,
It's in 1980.
yes in the Wolfenstein remade timeline to where you're playing as BJ Blazkowicz's daughters,
Twin daughters.
twin daughters.
Hey.
One's a shooter. One's a fisticuff gal.
In
That
other
sounds
words,
fun.
choose your style of gameplay.
Yes,
And it's co-op.
not
And if your siblings playing this game, you fight over who has to be what.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like, I kind of have some mixed feelings about this being the game because and I'm going to slightly spoil something here. There's a scene in the last Wolfenstein game where BJ's wife literally comes out, guns blazing, pregnant with the twins, and literally shirtless as she's shooting Nazis with 2 machine guns.
Holy shit!
Valkyrie bitch confirmed.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That image
Like,
that's
that's
going to be haunting me for the rest of this life.
Unfortunately, that's all I can see when I think of this game.
However, we're not going to know any more right now
Well,
because
if anything, the
obviously they're
daughters
not gonna
inherited
give
both
us a
their
ton
father
yet.
And their mother's awesome genes
yeah,
for punching and killing Nazis.
Okay, I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that reference.
No.
Okay.
VR stuff. It's a thing.
Yeah.
So, I just want to quickly go over because there's 2 more things that happened in E3 or happened with Bethesda before the big thing, and because we're only going to be we're going to talk about that big thing after this. So
Yeah.
there's 2 other things that they announced. They announced Starfield,
Yes.
which is their new original IP that people have been talking about for like the past 5 months
Yeah.
because it was leaked, which is basically Fallout's in space.
That's what I'm betting it's going to be. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's their Fallout, their Skyrim in space. It's their
own project.
Yeah, and honestly, I've never been a fan of space-themed stuff unless... Oddly, the only space-themed game I really like is Xenosaga.
Well, mechas.
I'm not even a mecha fan!
Well, Xenosaga.
Anyway.
Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah. Fuck. It's just the Xeno series I'm a fan of.
And lastly, or second to lastly, Elder Scrolls 6 exists.
We knew it existed.
Time.
Skyrim's reign is ended.
Well, we'll get to that.
Why don't...
Skyrim will never die!
No. Skyrim belongs to the Nords, my friend.
Yes, but we won't have to
Bullshit.
hear about a new port every year.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of
So
ports...
we'll get to that. But but Elder Scrolls 6 is a thing that's not coming up next year. Just bear with us. Now,
Let's talk about how Todd Howard usurped his own fucking meme.
okay.
We know, my fellow fans, fellow Bethesda fans, I understand where you're coming from. I know that we have placed Skyrim on almost every console. So in light of that, here's Skyrim on Alexa.
And it's an actual fucking thing.
And it's good! That's
So,
the best part.
so in case you thought
Well, they had to have fun somehow.
So in case you thought they were joking, Skyrim Very Special Edition is available as an app on Alexa that lets you go through a voice text adventure of Skyrim.
And it's actually pretty good and it's pretty funny. The writing is actually pretty fantastic.
I think the guy that they used for the for the trailer was like Peel or like...
Yeah, it was Michael Peel, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he was
Jordan
really
Peele.
funny.
Yeah, they knew who they were doing for this. And so Todd Howard, in addition to announcing the last port of Skyrim,
Yeah.
Fallout 76, which was
You may squee now.
which was
I was interested at first. I've got some hang-ups on it now.
Oh yes, there are some hang-ups on it, but Fallout 76 was leaked a couple of days before E3, and people were wondering, what the hell is this game?
People
Now-
spent
And now,
hours upon hours staring at a counter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now people realize what it is, and they are lukewarm.
Yeah, pretty much. To explain it, it basically takes place from the Vault 76, the first vault to ever...
No, not the first vault, but one of the first vaults.
one of the first
This is
vaults
a
to
major
open up.
prequel, essentially.
Yes. So you're going in. All the Fallout games take place about 200 years after the nuclear war has supposedly occurred. The nuclear apocalypse has happened.
By the way, I got something to say about that. Why the fuck does everything look like shit? Yeah.
Because everything blew up.
No. 200 years later, I saw stuff in New Vegas that looked modern.
Because New Vegas actually was not hit by bombs.
I know.
When in DC, it was heavily bombed.
I know, but even the things that you can craft in Fallout 4 look like shit, like they've been blown up.
Like,
Well, that's 4.
the aesthetic. Anyway, the thing about it is that this takes place 75 years after the bombs have dropped, which makes it in the timeline the earliest Fallout game in existence.
Okay, so it's the earliest in the canon.
So,
That means more people, right?
nope, because this is the beginning of the new era.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there are fewer people out and about.
It is taking place in the West Virginia Appalachian Mountains.
Country road.
No. Shut up.
Don't
otherwise we're
take
going
me
to copyright
home.
strike.
That's actually not the case. Country Road is actually, I believe...
I don't think it's public domain.
I think it is.
It's John Denver.
Moving on.
Anyway,
But song aside, it takes place in West Virginia, and it takes place in 7 distinct regions of it, which is not going to be explorable in the traditional sense.
It's multiplayer.
Well, Bethesda has been having a little bit of a rough time with some of his multiplayer stuff, but at the same time, it's continued to continue working with his multiplayer stuff.
So the concept here is that since everyone else is just barely getting out and repopulating sort of the area, people are going to have to contend with nature, and so it's a pseudo battle royale-esque adventure game where people are interacting with each other, fighting for resources and power, and trying to go ahead and just sort of to build the nations and settlements of the new world.
Yeah.
The thing that a couple of streamers that I watch do like about what they've revealed so far is the fact that you'll be able to have private servers.
Yes. They've done it specifically, so it's more like joining a world in Dark Souls than it is like multiplayer like an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less people. It's very self-contained.
So when you join your world and you go to your place, you're not going to find 20 squatters surrounding your place.
Hopefully.
Hope you set up your defenses right, Sonny.
However, Todd Howard is putting nukes all over the map.
Yeah, and which is part of the game mechanic, much like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Which means you could blow someone's base to hell.
And harvest nuclear material for building stuff.
For building stuff, as well as the main new widget of the MacGuffin of the day is nuclear launch codes.
Yeah.
You have fragments thereof.
Yeah, you find fragments of the launch codes, you find a base, you go in, you use the launch codes to activate the nuke, and you can choose what you want to blow up. Like, you could choose an enemy base, or you could say, oh, this has a whole bunch of those giant sloth enemies. Let's nuke that area. Oh, yeah, I should also mention there's a whole lot of new enemies, giant sloths.
Flying Batman!
Yep.
And
the Slender Man. Oh, no, wait, not the...
The Mothman.
The Slender Mothman? What?
No. I meant to say the Rake.
The Rake. He means the Rake, and I mean the Mothman, which is a cryptid that's located in the area.
Yeah.
Or said to locate in the area.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's literally an enemy that looks like the fucking Rake.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
And then in between all of that epicness and other epicness, we have Devolver.
Well, hold on. There's one more thing I want to say about Bethesda's Fallout 76. They have confirmed that there's going to be microtransactions in the game.
Which is, to be fair, that's what you would expect from a multiplayer game like this. But it's a matter of how they handle it.
Okay.
They can do good.
As long as it's not pay to win, people will be happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that will be the main thing to see, because everyone since Battlefield 2 has looked on has viewed microtransactions like the plague.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we're going into Devolver. I am not going to talk about their fucking skit comedy bullshit because it's not funny to me. It's like a really bad Adult Swim skit.
No, it's in a really bad Adult Swim.
I got bored.
Like
I never watched it.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
It's like a really bad episode of Tim and Eric.
Played for 4 hours.
Ooh.
But there is one game of note.
There's only one game.
That is worthy of talking on this channel.
Metal Wolf Chaos XD.
I did see some hilarious things about my friend Pedro, but Metal Wolf Chaos.
That's a remake.
That is a remastering of the Xbox 360 game Metal Wolf Chaos, which, for those who have not seen this brilliance, features the 56th President of the United States, Woodrow Wilson Jr., going ahead and needing to flee the White House in his war mech and Air Force One.
Okay, backspace a few. You said the president needed to leave the White House in his war mech.
Yes.
What?
In his war mech, as the White House is being taken over by his Vice President Richard Hawke.
And let me ask again, what?
His Vice President Richard Hawke, in his own war mech, is taking over the White House.
The vice president took over the White House in a war mech. and caused the
Oh my god.
What is this game?
Did I mention it was made by From Software?
Oh my god!
This is Armored Core with the political machinations of Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
If you have ever wanted to see this brilliantness, the Super Best Friends have done a fantastic playthrough of this game. You should totally watch it if you want to know what you're getting yourself into, and would like to go ahead and make America great again.
Fuck that noise.
I am not making that up. That is the name of the website that's promoting this game. You can take it up with FromSoft.
Alright, now we're moving on to Ubisoft.
How about we make this a lightning round?
Alright. First off, the Panda returns for Just Dance.
What's
The pelvic thrusting panda.
Pelvic
Yes.
thrusting panda.
Yeah.
Best part is the pelvic thrusting panda.
Gotta give props to the guy dancing in that fursuit.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Next.
One, that can't be easy, and two, if your family finds out that's you, you're
You
never
gotta
going to hear
explain
the
it.
end of it.
You gotta explain the do.
Yeah.
Unless they already know.
Alright. Next.
So, what's up? Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Jade got Xehanorted.
Oh, good
Holy
lord.
shit.
I actually can't wait to see this because you don't get a ton of how Jade got where she is in the original,
Yeah.
because they wanted to cover that in a sequel, which is technically a prequel, and they finally get to do it.
Yeah. One thing that's kind of pissing me off about Beyond Good and Evil 2 is what they're doing for like a marketing campaign.
Which is?
They're basically saying, send us your concept art for free and we won't pay you.
Okay then. That sucks.
Yeah. They're basically saying, hey, send us your concept art and we might use it for the game, but we may or may not pay you depending on whether we like it or not. Or
Well, it's kind of like a fan thing.
No,
So,
every artist I've known hates this because it basically screws them over. This is a very bad business practice.
well,
It's also not forcing them to send anything. If
True.
they don't want to, they don't
True,
have
but
to.
people are innocent and idiotic
True.
sometimes.
weren't we all?
If
Okay, next one.
Rainbow Six, don't care.
Anyone else have anything to say about it?
No.
Okay, moving on.
Trials Rising.
This
Okay,
actually looks kind of funny.
if I recall,
It does
right,
look very fun.
yeah, it's a motorcycle physics game where
Yes.
It is motorbike skate.
It's motocross quad.
yeah,
It's
Yes.
kind of like happy. It's also like Happy Wheels a little bit too, when it comes to like
It's a mixture of Happy Wheels and skate.
they played classical
With
music to the
motorbikes.
shenanigans.
Well, it won't
That's
It
fantastic.
won't get any better than that crossover they did with Far Cry 3.
All right.
Right, next.
The Division 2. Next.
Moving on.
Mario and Rabbids DK DLC.
DK's in it.
Yes.
Yes,
Woohoo!
and it looks pretty
I
big for a
actually have the
DLC.
Mario and Rabbids game. I need to play some more of it.
It's
It's actually not a bad game.
it's a good
It's
game.
pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And let's see, they brought Grant Kirkhope in to play music as the trailer was playing.
Which is what they needed to do.
It
for
was
the other weird shit.
It was literally Grant Kirkhope and his band.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Skull and Bones.
More pirates?
What Sea of Thieves should have been.
Yes. Just the idea of going through the fact that not only you can customize your own ship to be more intimidating, you can do you can disguise yourself to sneak by armadas and stuff like that, and team up with other players to blow up other shit, and then turn at each other and blow each other the hell up.
That was
Yeah.
a lot for a lightning round.
And you can even have mutinies.
Yes.
Yeah. Next we have Transference, which is Elijah Wood's game.
Okay, then.
Frodo. Fucking Frodo's
I-
game.
I'm actually interested in this one.
I'm lost.
I want to see more before I decide whether I'm truly interested.
Okay.
Isn't this the one with the psychic and the gun and the Inception trailer?
No, that was
No.
That's another one. This one is
Pardon?
a father is putting
And
his
you've lost me.
Well, this is the lightning round. You got to make it quick.
fucking hell. Moving on.
It's a dad game. We get the idea.
A dad is putting strapping a kid into a device, and the kid's going through a psychic thing, and it's a horror game.
It's a dad game. Let's move on.
Dad horror game.
What is this crossover?
Okay, so Starlink. It's basically they announced it at last D3 where you basically hook the game to the controller, like a little toy model to the controller, and you could switch it out.
What is this crossover though?
Oh, Star Fox is exclusive to the Switch version, as well as his jet.
Oh.
Essentially, it was going to be one of those things, kind of like the Lego,
It's like Skylanders.
game or the Disney Infinity, except for that bubble burst. So what they're doing is they're making it so you can use your Star Fox amiibos in that game.
Yes.
I'm severely disappointed. I thought we were getting Star Fox Racing.
No.
Oh dear.
I'm
All right,
so
what's
confused.
next on our list?
The Crew 2, which is a racing game.
From what I can see, it's not just that. You're doing boating, you're doing airplanes, you're skydiving, you're driving. It's all kinds of things. And honestly, I'm not a big sports person, but honestly, it looks kind of fun.
All right. And then finally, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Muzi, take it away.
Yay!
Make your
Essentially, we're going even further back than we did last time.
Well, technically, no.
It's kind of a mixture of last time and bits from before and after, kind of what they're going for.
Basically,
but-
you're dealing with Leonidas' kid, if I recall right.
For the first time ever, you get to pick which of two characters you want to play,
Oh,
Male or female?
male or female.
Didn't we have this with the brother and sister duo from that one spin-off?
That was a bit different. You could switch between those characters.
In this one, you
This,
choose
however,
between
you
them
pick one and you play through that file as that character.
all the way from beginning to end.
Mm,
Either Leonidas had a boy or a girl.
mm.
huzzah!
Oh, and
They
you get a
also have
spear.
they already have names as well. I just don't have them in front of me. But you also your choices actually do matter. There are consequences to the world in the game
Okay.
for your choices.
I do like that. And if they're going
I
to
can
do
get behind
anything-
that if it's done right.
If they're going to do anything with gender equality, Sparta's the way to go.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yep, we're moving from that. We're kind of picking up the pace now.
There's just too many. Too many games.
Yeah, and I've got to edit this down into a decent time. I got to cut out a lot of pauses. Anyway,
How are you all still here? All right.
PC Game Show, too much shit happened in it. The only thing we're going to talk about is the Walking Dead finale.
Take it away.
We've gone through 4 seasons of it. This has been the 4th and final season, not including the mini Michonne season. And how long has this series been around, Boozy?
We're
Like 6
ending
years?
the saga of Clementine.
Yes, we are. We followed her from being a little girl to a now full-grown adult.
Which is
We
pretty
essentially went from a 10-year-old to an almost fully grown adult looking after another kid.
cool. All right, so that's pretty neat.
Now we see
and
how she dies.
It kind of sets as usual, it kind of sets a bleak mood because of what happens in the trailer.
Well, it is a zombie apocalypse.
What did you want me to say?
Zero, you left out a game on this list.
Rado.
Rado, you left out a game on this list.
Oh, what?
Hokuto no Ryuto ga Hokuto, aka Fist of the North Star, is done by Yakuza,
Oh, fuck.
which is coming out in October and is basically a Yakuza style drama game featuring everyone's favorite fist fighter, Kenshiro, and is going to be done in the
Oh my
Yakuza
god!
engine.
Well,
It will feature all the Yakuza charms, including drama, fist fighting, bare-shirted men, arcade games. Did I mention bare-chested fist fighting?
I think you did, but it sounded like you were talking about men wearing bears for a moment there.
There are some of those, but anyway,
Some-
it's coming out in October. Look forward to it.
And some of
That
the men
sounds
are
awesome.
bears.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Sony's
They-
gameplay.
Okay, Sony's E3 was kind of weird. They started off in a little chapel area, and then they had us wait like 10 minutes to move everyone back into the big area. But the reason why they did the little chapel thing was to do The Last of Us 2. And they,
Yay!
Yes!
yeah, they showed off a little the composer played a little ditty from it, and then they started doing a cutscene from it, and then transitioned to like a theatrical gameplay, basically, like scripted gameplay, I mean. And it was a rough combat system, as in it was hard to see the main character attack everything.
Well,
As in, it was brutal.
Yes.
Yes.
This isn't a game that glorifies violence. It's one that makes it real. Anyway, really good. Thoughts really quickly, guys?
All I can say is this: it's after almost 5 years after the original came out. This has so much hype behind it that I don't know how to explain anything else about this.
They took the combat system from the first one, tore the guts out of it, and redid it so that way it actually felt like you were controlling Ellie and not Joel.
Okay.
Because that's right. You're going from an older character, like you said, to a younger character.
Yes.
All right.
I'll close the thought. 2 girls were kissing in the trailer. Woo!
Yes.
Moving on.
They were.
Call of Duty, meh. Moving on. Destiny 2, meh. Moving
Meh.
on.
Why do you even mention
Fuck
that
off,
then?
Destiny.
Let's talk about Ghost of Tsushima.
Holy
Yes!
fuck.
Yes.
Now remember, brief.
Okay, this is I don't know what this
It's
is.
historical Japanese samurai with lots of drama. Goes ahead and focuses much more on the cinematic aspect of it. It's going to be very dramatic. Who is the one producing it?
Fuck, I don't know actually.
Well, whoever it is, they are doing a fantastic job.
And this
My weeb boner is so erect, it's piercing through the ceiling. God damn it!
I
I
did
don't
like
have
the
that image in my
trailer.
head.
God
I didn't have
damn
the
it.
image in my head. Legend. Thank you.
Sorry. why don't we apply some soothing cream to that and talk about Resident Evil 2 remake?
I'm doing this myself.
I was about to say
No,
presents.
Akari's got his
Wee.
Oh God, you have no idea. This is the one I've been waiting for. 3 years of nothing, and bam, they dropped the bomb, and it looks fantastic. They are building this from the ground up, and by the way it looks, they're taking every single thing. They're taking the horror of the original remake. They're putting the over the shoulder thing of 4, 5, and 6. And I'm sorry if I'm talking like this. It's just I am hoping for this game to be probably the best Resident Evil game ever, and it looks great.
Awesome.
All right, next is Trover Saves the Universe, made by the guys who do Rick and Morty. Well, one of the guys. All right.
If you're a fan, fine.
Then they did the big Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, which showed off Pirates of the Caribbean.
Actually looking realistic.
I actually saw
Oh
like
my
an image, like screen for screen comparison from the game to the actual movie. It was almost on point.
I
Mhm.
know.
Very good jobs. And isn't this the one where they revealed, like, the eyes? Those infamous
Yes.
eyes?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes, the
an old
Xehanort
character from
eyes.
Birth by Sleep
Aqua's been possessed by
returns,
Xehanort.
but not the way you know her.
Either that or she succumbed to darkness.
I can't believe that Norded is now a verb.
Yes.
God damn it.
Anyway, looks fucking amazing. There's still more worlds that they haven't announced yet.
Oh, we know.
Of course there are.
Well,
looking forward to
we
'em.
still haven't seen the Big Hero 6 world either.
Is there going to be
It is
a
not-
Big Hero 6?
Oh, there is.
If there's not a Zootopia world, I'm gonna be pissed.
There's not going to be a Zootopia world, Kari.
Fuck.
They've already said that there's not going to be.
All right, next,
Fuck.
Death Stranding. What
Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Aftercloak
No,
Legend.
Death Stranding. What the fuck?
Aftercloak
I am
Legend. Let's move
seriously
on.
getting I am seriously getting serious Blade Runner vibes just looking at this thing.
Really? I'm getting some David Cronenberg-esque vibes.
It's
That
Hideo
too!
Kojima. It's Hideo
I'm still
Kojima.
getting the what the hell vibes.
It's Hideo Kojima. He gives what the fuck vibes. Let's move
But
on.
I'm intrigued. Moving on.
Neo 2.
Okay, I'll go ahead and briefly describe this one. In the original...
Pull my devil trigger.
Pull my devil trigger. In the original Neo, you can make animal spirits that would basically power up your weapon and give you a super mode. In this one, I think you're becoming the demons you fought, which is cool. And if it is so, even cooler. If it's not, we're still getting Neo 2, and that's awesome. Moving on.
All right.
We're really blazing through this. Spider-Man. Holy shit, that was an
Yay!
amazing trailer.
Spider-Man
The-
can.
Yeah.
The Arkham
Essentially-
games.
Essentially, what the trailer shows off is the Raft prison, where a whole bunch of Spider-Man villains, Avenger villain, all that stuff have been locked up.
And I think they're bringing basically the Sinister Six into this.
Ooh.
And they've gotten
Because we got
Loose.
Electro, we got Scorpion, we got Rhino, we got the Vulture.
Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative and the Vulture. We're missing one more. And the cutscene ends with Spider-Man going, "You," and then Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Damn
it's
it.
like, not you.
Yeah.
Bam, Spider-Man.
Okay, and then finally, well, we missed Square Enix, but it was a meh one.
It went over a
Still
couple of
better-
crossover things.
Still better than
but-
EA though.
But aside from Final Fantasy XIV and Monster Hunter getting some interesting crossover DLC, it's not really worth talking about. Let's go into Nintendo.
Yeah, we can skip the behemoth.
Yeah. Let's go for Nintendo, who released Demon Ex Machina, or
What did I say about skipping the behemoth? God damn it.
So FromSoft, before they went ahead and made the Soul series, they made a little game series called Armored Core, which is a robot building tactical shooter that went ahead and focused on developing and fighting in a third person over the shoulder combat scenario. Essentially, Daemon Ex Machina goes ahead and takes the team behind Armored Core and puts them in an anime style verse that they can go ahead and build combat robots against giant enemies in a dark desert environment, which is basically the premise for their Armored Core 4 franchise.
So Gears
Brave
of War
man.
and Metal Gear Solid
no,
gone
No,
Anime.
it's Anime Core.
anime core.
It's Anime Core. Anime Armored Core.
yeah.
Anime Armored Core.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, next they announced the
Dorna DLC. You want to go ahead and add more emo to your
Excuse me, this is my shit.
You-
Shut up and let me talk.
We're doing lightning round. Let's go, son.
Let's
Shut
go.
Well, then let me talk. Okay, the Torno DLC, basically it's a flashback to what happened before the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like, what happened on the Torna Titan. And
It's your prequel setup.
Yeah, basically we actually see Adam's face for the first fucking time. We get to see stuff happening with Malos and all the other blades and stuff that happened back then. I think we're actually playing as the chick who was in the crystal who was killed a long time ago. So yeah, there's that. It looks really interesting. I'm actually looking forward to playing it because I'd actually like some more backstory on the game. Because, fun fact, I actually enjoyed it more than Persona 5.
Well,
Ooh.
Fight me.
I'll borrow it from you. Also, Shulk's back. Cool.
Doesn't have as good a soundtrack as Persona 5. I'll say that much.
Moving on.
Fair enough.
Super Mario Party.
Lots of people are excited for this. The bloodthirstiness is back.
You can also roll
I
0 in this
Can't
game.
wait for a real Mario Party.
I didn't mind 10 so much, but it just felt lacking.
No,
know,
I'm talking
I-
about that piece of crap they gave to us on the Game Boy.
You know, I've been needing a little bit more salt in my diet. This might just fix that.
Wait till they make the next Fortune Street.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Fortnite, meh.
New
Oh wait,
Fire Emblem.
oh yeah,
New Fire Emblem game.
coming in spring.
Does anybody know what this is? No. Do we have some ideas? Yes.
It looks.
Are there theory videos about this already? Yes.
Yes.
I'm waiting for Game Explains. Anyway, then they announced the game Overcooked 2 and Killer Queen Black, some indie games. They announced Hollow Knight with all its DLC available for only $15, which I have bought and I'm playing, and I'm currently loving and hating it at the same time.
Yep. It's Souls-like in difficulty, all right.
And Metroidvania, which I have never played before.
They pretty much went over other minor things and things we already knew about, and the main course to their show was Smash Ultimate.
Which we've run out of time for.
Yeah, let's just say this. Everyone is back. They've refined and purified this combat. It's going to be a clusterfuck.
And it's also going to be its own video.
In other words, we're gonna have a lot to talk about later.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yes.
actually going to make this into a discussion video later on. I think it's just going to be like me, Legend, and
No,
Lee.
it'll be all five of us.
You want-
We all five need to talk about this. 'cause
We all need
have
to talk about
names.
this, man.
we all
We all have names. We all want to talk.
I'm like,
yes.
I can't wait to play Marth. Anyway, that
Normally this
We
is,
have Roy back, damn it.
normally this is where we go over parts of the channel, but we just have not enough time to keep going. So this is Leo Force.
This
This is-
Legend Hunter.
This is Akari.
This is Moosey.
and this is Rado of the Stardust Hunters signing off for now. Later, guys, and see you in the upcoming Let's Play. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.